Hi, so we're a week into the new year, and I just thought I would hop on and share some thoughts about that because some of you may have gleaned already that with UC Grace, our direction or our passion or our how we serve you is changing slightly, and I say it's changing very lightly because I don't know what it's changing into. I just know that God has been communicating lots recently that how UC Grace has been serving people and supporting people is going to change in 22 going forward. Now, for those that know me, I'm a planner. I'm quite a big planner. And normally by the time a new year starts, I will have a schedule of workshops, I'll have a schedule of themes, I'll have quite a solid amount of work in place, ready to do the year well. But I've begun 2022 with none of that. And it's been really interesting to try and gauge what that means. It means currently that the first main event of 22 is our dance weekend, the first weekend in April. We'd love to see you there if you're not booked. And between now and then, there isn't really anything, there's nothing booked in. There's just a few little things booked in that I'm going to be sharing with you and updating with you. And I wondered as the year began actually what this meant for UC Grace. And to be honest, I've started this video and I don't know where it's going to go. I just know that I wanted to share some stuff with you. And part of that is really digging deep into how we can serve you well and what UC Grace loves to do and what UC Grace stands for. And essentially, UC Grace stands to share and develop one's Christian faith, and that's done using the tool dance and movement. But also, amongst that, it's also about being able to recognise. Sorry, quick change of location there. Children. So, yes, I was saying that basically we've realised that the main things that UC Grace loves to do and has a really big passion doing is obviously taking people on a journey with their faith using dance and movement. But also, since the pandemic has started, a very key feature of UC Grace has been encouraging people to get connected to their Bible in a way that fits them, allowing them to see that they can explore it, be creative with it, and not be restricted to only looking at the Bible or reading it or learning about it or applying it in a preset way, which for many of us on our Christian journey, we will hear we should be doing this, or this is how you can do it, and you need to do it this way. But actually, God's made us all unique, and part of us being unique is being able to go on a journey with our faith in an individual way, and that also includes exploring the Bible. So another passion that's quite clearly begun to shine through with UC Grace is this passion to help others deepen their faith and their knowledge of the Bible in a way that fits them and fits their lifestyle and encourages them to see how they can apply it and see different ways of working with it. So I guess when I say UC Grace is at an interesting point, that's because we don't know how these two are going to merge and we don't know how that's going to look going forward. What we do know is important, and what I've been talking to God about a lot as 22 has begun is how can we continue to support and do what God has called us to do in a way that honours those that are already engaged with us. So part of that this year is identifying the word renewal. That's basically the word for the year, renewal. Renewal in our mind, in our spirit, in our understanding, in our passion for sharing Jesus. And that's not just UC Grace itself, but it's encouraging others to be renewed in that, to be renewed in the knowledge that our God is steadfast, to be renewed in the knowledge that God loves us 100%, that He's our dwelling place, and that dwelling place goes with us wherever we go. So it's just really a little share that I wanted to have today about where we are with all of that. And I know it just skims the surface, but I hope it sort of encourages you to know that really at the heart of UC Grace is totally we go where God leads us. And sometimes that means down a road that is unknown, and it's hard, or it's tiring, or it's exhausting. But part of having faith is trusting and saying to God at each step, like, how can we look to you more in this situation? How can we choose to let you lead this situation more? I'll go where you go, I'll do what you do, was a verse that we looked at in Prayer Dance Bites on Thursday in James. Just kind of encouraging the fact that actually we have the choice to make in our journey with God, whether we want to go into it 100% or whether we want to go into it a little bit. And with UC Grace and its journey, I want to lead it into it 100%. But for me, that does take a lot of faith, and it's also quite a big unknown. So that's just it's just a little update. I would love to know how the beginning of your year has gone and where you are sitting at on your journey and what God is saying to you and how He speaks to you, because God speaks to us all differently, doesn't He? Anyway, hopefully you'll be seeing more of my face going forward, but I really hope that you've enjoyed just a little share from me.